You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio. WZYE 95.9 FM.
ostracized. We don't know who to trust. That's why I say, Lord, please listen to this prayer that comes from before. Please send us another Moses again. Oh, we just can't go on this way. Please deliver us today. Time to make them oppress us stay. So the children could see their way. Make them get on their knees and pray. Then I'll be up to judgment day. Just can't make it this way. Please deliver us today. Be like the Israelites did. Please send us another Moses again. Lord, we just can't make it this way. Yes, deliver us today. Just can't go this way. We just can't make it this way. Please listen to what I say. Yes, hurry up with judgment day. We just can't make it this way. No, we just can't make it this way. Must we get old and gray? And the children can't see their way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. Oh, we just can't make it this way. We like the Israelites living dead. Please send us another Jesus again. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. Lord, we just can't go this way. No, we just can't make it this way. No, 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 we just can't go this way. Please hurry up with judgment day.
Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who pay. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from town.
Sufferers only want to know
Where the next food coming from?
That's one for all them racists. That's one for the racists. Anytime you bounce up a racist and you hear them running their mouth, it have a whole set of people don't care what they're talking about. A racist is someone living happy and all their family doing well. So race talk is really not for people. In the ghetto catch is hell. Now tell the racists, rats don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from some. Sufferers only want to hear where their food coming from. Get up early next morning, go down in the tent, days yard. You see so much different race, so much different people line up with the ID card. Or visit my village called Alvaro, where they get no water for years. So much different race, so much different color, with a bucket they don't shed in tears. Now tell the racists, sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from some. Sufferers only want to hear what where their food coming from. Visit the General Hospital, and I know that you would be shocked to see so much different race of people line up waiting on one dock. Or pay a visit to the 8th ward, where they find no cure as yet. People don't know the race. Yeah, remember the color. All they know is that they're facing death. Now tell the racists, sufferers don't care about what? Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. What? Sufferers don't care who from country. What? Sufferers don't care who from some. Sufferers only want to hear where their food coming from. A racist is someone who has something that they want to protect. So they will always keep on talking the race talk till the day of the death. But for people, we have nothing. Don't know where the next meal coming from. So I want you to go and to tell all the racists, suffering makes us one. Tell the racists, sufferers don't care about color. Sufferers don't care about race. Sufferers don't care about race. No, sufferers don't care who migrate from where or who living in who place. Tell the racists, sufferers don't care who from country. Sufferers don't care who from some. Sufferers only want to hear what the next food coming. One more. Sufferers don't care about us. Sufferers migrate from where? A whole living in hopeless. Tell the rapist.
Sufferers don't care who from country.
They don't care who from town.
Sufferers don't care who from town.
Sufferers only want to know.
They never love you.
Love you. Love you. Love you.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, they may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And we come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we always say no matter what color shirt you wear, if you wear a pink t-shirt, a mauve t-shirt, a green t-shirt, or orange t-shirt, it doesn't matter. We welcome you in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM as well. Doesn't matter what planet you're from Mesopotamius, Saturnus, Venus, any planet you're from, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. And folks, I'll be flying solo tonight until, if Diana joins us and if Tommy joins us. But, flying solo, no problem. Solo, solo up on the highway. I could fly solo. No problem with that at all, of course. And we have some interesting things I want to talk about tonight, because I have a post here on social media that was put up by Julia Davy. I want to address what do you call this stuff again? The political scientist. I think it's political scientist. Yeah. Political scientist. I want to address the person who called herself a political scientist in Trinidad and Tobago. I don't know. She needs to go and figure out what is the definition of a political scientist? I think that's what they call themselves. I had to look for it just to be sure. All right, I'm going to address that. And I'm going to address the post that she put out 6 hours ago. And the post states, the wall of his mind. And she shared it about 80 other people, 80 other people. And boy, they have a picture up there. They have one that broke a world record in 413. They have the post I recently put up. Man who gets paid to do nothing refuses an all-expense paid trip to Rowley-led TNT. They're mad for that. Oh, God, they're upset, boy. Oh, Lord have his mercy. Then they have our next post. What is this one? Misleading statistics. And then they have a fourth one with professional ethics. And then I have another one with my picture. A picture I took a few years ago. They have one too. So, I mean, they're going in, boy. They're going in. The people in HDD going in hard, boy. Hard. All you know what HDD is, right? Not high definition, man. Not high definition. True. It's hypocritical, deceitful, and disingenuous. Yeah, I go deal with them. Right? I go deal with them. But anyway, before I deal with them, all you hear, listen, let me play this song for you. And when I come back, I'll address what's in the chat. All right. I want to just play this one because there is what going on in Trinidad. Right? Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Let Super Blue come and tell all you. Super Blue, you tell them what's going on in Trinidad now between Watson Duke and Farley. Listen to this one.
Children, today's carnival. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Children, time to go home. No. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? Bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. The party can't stop. Oh, the party can't stop. Children, cambule, flambeau, shak, and drum. Hey, the party can't stop. Oh, the party can't stop. Tell them, start the mass, the Moko Jumbi go come. Wait, the party can't stop. Hey, the party can't stop. 1, 2, 3, start the ceremony. Everybody, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave. Today's carnival, children. Today's carnival. Everybody, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave. On the count of 4, on the count of 4, on the count of 4. Let me go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump up, 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 jump up. Bacchanal, 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 bacchanal. Jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up. Everybody. Bacchanal, 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 bacchanal. Sunday, bacchanal. Monday, bacchanal. Tuesday, bacchanal. Wednesday, bacchanal. Thursday, bacchanal. Friday, bacchanal. Saturday, bacchanal. Every day, bacchanal. Express yourself, wine. Express yourself, rhyme. Express yourself, make love. Express yourself, make love.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we have going on in Trinidad, boy. It's only bacchanal, boy. Bacchanal, bacchanal, bacchanal. Monday, bacchanal, Tuesday. It was only bacchanal in the place. But let me go to the chat and let me get these superlatives out of the way. You know how we do it here in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. Before we get into the bacchanal, boy. Bacchanal, bacchanal. Of course, all you know how this go. Nadia was in first. Nadia says, good night, everyone. Nadia was in first. Nadia was in second. She says, Anselm, good night. Nadia was in third. Tommy, good night. Nadia was in fourth. Diana Benskin, good night. Nadia was in fifth. Keisha, good night, love. Nadia was in sixth. Good night, love. Lana, hi, darling. Joan, good. Hey, Joan, come back, boy. Joan, how you going? I know, but like that, Joan, like you went to that party the other night and I ain't know now, boy. All of a sudden, send me the talk now, man. All of a sudden, Joan, we missed Joan for like 2 weeks, boy. Send Joan went to that party. Nadia says, good night, Albert, Vonnie, Ellis, love Ellis, Troy, my brother. All you, I want to bet all you something, eh? I want to bet all you. Ellis coming tonight, eh? because his wife finally gave him back his phone. So I betting all you, Ellis coming tonight. Wait on all you go see her. All you wait. I telling all you. All right, all right. Nadia again. Good night, Miss Coover. Yeah, man, I see Miss Coover in a little bit too, boy. What's going on with Miss Coover? Rennie, good night. Yeah, folks, there's only one love in the village. Right you, right you, right you. Hey, look, my friend Joan, boy. Joan, you ain't walking lately, you know. What's going on? Joan, what's the story? All of a sudden, you stop walking, Joan. Well, you know, Joan, you gotta fix up that, you know. Maybe I gotta come to Trinidad and we go take care of that, you know. Joan say, how is everyone doing? Takesha, how you doing? Rene, good evening, man. Good evening. You're inside. Good evening, girls and everyone in the village. Love in the house all the time, all the time. Full 100. Wait now, boy. Rene says special good evening to Nadia. What? How are you, my chick? All right. Let me stay with that, that big people business, eh? Takesha, good night to you as well. Good night, everyone. Takesha says, good night, Diana, the storm. Yeah, the storm. Yeah. The storm might join us for a short bit tonight. Then we have good night to Anselm, of course, from Takesha. Good night to Tommy from Takesha. Takesha sending Slim Out. You know, we send Slim Out. That's my nickname. We don't send shout out. We send Slim Out. Nadia, Lana, Rose, Carice, Marcia, Miss Coover, Joan, Capiza. Oh, everybody. Takesha sends Albert, Vonnie, Ellis, Rajvi, Ulrich. Hi. Hey. But as I always say, Ulrich. Ulrich started our next business, eh? That fella, that fella diversifying his business big time, eh? I have to show you, the man start this one big, this one gone clear. I feel this business what Ulrich start here, I feel that could list on the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange. I feel so. This business, all you have to stay tuned for that. This business for Ulrich start will be listed on the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange. Yeah, we go get into that. Yeah, we had to get into that. Go boy, Ulrich, you need an investment advisor? Call me now, Ulrich, call me now. Yeah, Takesha says only love in the village, no room for hate or negativity, full 100. Yeah, Nadia, is true, you know. Joan, good night, long time, you know. Long time, boy. All right, Ola, let me do something here. All right, that will fix up there. So Takesha say, rest in peace to the queen. All you all know the queen passed away. We go get into that too. Yeah. Nadia says, hi, Rennie, I'm good, thanks. Boy, I get a little wet in the rain, so I have a little cold. I mean, cold in Trinidad go fast, man. Takesha says, Rennie, good night. Rennie says, chick song like you need some. Oh God, if you could only take, oh God, Rennie, boy, oh God. Rennie, I know that, boy. Rennie, I felt you send the call for me, boy. Rennie, boy, you send that call, vote till you, partner. Rennie want to know how to kiss her. Rennie does only ask all the ladies, you know. Yeah, Nadia for true, you know. Rennie too bad, boy. You know? Oh God. Rennie, these chicks, you have the cold. I have the cold. Both need warm love. Hey, ready? You go ahead, partner. yeah, Nadia. I'll leave me still tell you on anything, eh? 2 hot doubles with heavy pepper, bound to feel good. All right. Yeah, Nadia said Diego Martin are good doubles. Really? Diego Martin are good doubles? Yeah. She want to know if you live in Uncle Rowdy backyard. Okay, all right. Let me see what else here. Hey, Nadia want to know how the girls doing, Rennie. Yeah. Smalley Lyman with me. Who is Smalley? Nadia say all her kids as well. You have your hands full. Oh, Nadia say there only 3 boys, 1 girl, thank God. Hey, Look, my partner from Mississauga. Albert Montano, boy. Albert Montano, you're in the house. Welcome. Albert said, good evening, Tommy. Good evening, Diana. Rennie, oh my, she too sweet. Okay, all right. Yeah. All right, so who is Zina Bahadu? I think that's a new person. I'm not sure, right? Until we figure out what them profiles is. Or let's say welcome to Zina. I know there used to be a Zina from another place, but anyway. Hi Zina. Albert Montano say good evening to Keisha. Oh, she take boy, them just be having separate discussions and the thing there. Yeah, Albert boy, explain us song that Calypso a very long time ago. Yeah, you know what I mean? Hold on, let me plug in my laptop there before it go dead on me, yeah? And the show just all right. How does a plug in the laptop there? So we plug it in. We good now. We good to go now. Okay, let me see what else here in the chat. What? Albert, you shouldn't call nobody dunce though, man. I feel we too educated. We have a 98% literacy rate. So I don't think we have a lot of dunce people. You know what I mean? Joan says, as long as piano and poetry will always be one with no progress, good night, all be safe, I go on. Oh God, Joan gone already, right? Oh God. Albert says, boy, let's find another topic to talk about. Forget Trinidad, they are big ways. Nah, I can't forget Trinidad. Sorry, but I land on my boat, I can't forget them. Hey, Nadia want to know where Joan going if she going out with her boyfriend. Yeah, to Kisha, we got just what going on with Mr. Duke too. We will talk about that as well. We have a few things to talk about now. People in Goodwood Park, opposite St. Fimbers Catholic Church on Moncocco Road, was flooded about 2 weeks ago, and they are now power washing the roads for themselves today. Be careful, you know. Albert, when you want to know who pressed your button? Nadia says she used to live on Moncocco Road. Takesha says, Albert, like you fed up of the same thing over and over. Albert Montano says, yes, Takesha, the money could be well spent to help you all who are more productive and save the country. Hey, Nadia say, and somehow you're looking sweet sober. Nadia, school was today, you know. So when you're at school, well, I'm one of them guys who does kind of dress up. Yeah. Eiley, welcome, boy. Eiley say he's the one let tonight, boy. Not the triplet, the one let. Yeah, Eiley, we inside. Full 100. Albert, no stationery for the commission of inquiry into the 4 people who died in the pipe 7 months ago. Yeah, Eiley, boys, jump up, boy. Monday, Tuesday. Oh God. At least I remember whining on a nice thing with legs for day in Sando to that tune, but yeah, I need all you're good at it. Carice, welcome. Welcome. Yeah. You know, I no joke, you know. Ulrich is skillful in business, you know. He gone clear. But I go do it. Ulrich ran out of broken glass doors. No joke, you know. Ulrich have a big business, but I go show his business, you know, after the 8 o'clock hour, because this business is a serious one. As this I think this one going far. Anytime I hear about the Queen, I remember Ellis Laborde. Carice. Okay. Why Carice? Ulrich, see what Anselm you get away? Where I get away from, boy? Where I get away from? Eileen says, Albert Anselm likes stress. What stress are you talking about? Okay. I know. So, folks, the first thing I want to address tonight, well, we're going to get to the problem that's going on between Watson Duke and Farley. So, let me show you where it all started with this thing, right? So, what happened is that, no, I don't want to do that one. What happened is that Watson Duke had put out a video with respect to what happened to some people in Tobago, right? Let me see if I get that here. Pepper fix it. Here we go. I think this is the one. Let me see if this is it. All right, that's not it. Let me find the one for you guys. So there was a video with Watson Duke talking about what happened to some kids in New York here, and let me see if this is the one. No, I don't think that's the one either, no? Hold on, I have to look for it. David Mohammed. So I'm looking for the video here. All right. Let me see if I go to my Facebook page, if I can find it on my Facebook page. But anyway, let me get back to that one. I have to look for that one. And that was a video that was put out by Watson Duke. Let me see if I find that, okay? Let me see if I find that one. Let me see. Okay. Okay, now I can go here. Let me go to my page here and find it, and then I'll upload it. Okay, here it is. Here it is. I thought I uploaded this one, but I guess I did not. All right. So I'm going to get you that video and show you that video that was uploaded. Let me say welcome to Curtis Montechard. Welcome. And I'm going to get you guys the video which started the whole bacchanal, right? It's the whole bacchanal which started. So let me preempt this by so here it is, right? This is what it is.
Children, today's carnival. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Children, time to go home. No. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? It's bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. The party can't come. No, the party can't come. Children, cambule, flambo, shak, and drum. Hey, the party can't come. No, the party can't come. Tell them, start the mass, the moko jumpy go come. Wait, the party can't come. Hey, the party can't come. 1, 2, 3, start the ceremony. Everybody, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave. Today's carnival, children. Today's carnival. Everybody, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave. On the count of 4, on the count of 4, on the count of 4. Let me go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump up, 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 jump up. Bacchanal, 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 bacchanal. Jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up. Everybody. Bacchanal, 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 bacchanal. Sunday, bacchanal. Monday, bacchanal. Tuesday, bacchanal. Wednesday, bacchanal. Thursday, bacchanal. Friday, bacchanal. Saturday, bacchanal. Every day, bacchanal. Express yourself, wine. Express yourself, rhyme. Express yourself, make love. Express yourself, make love. home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Children, time to go home? No. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Bacchanal time. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Bacchanal time. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Bacchanal time. What is the time, Mr. Wolf? It's bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. Bacchanal, 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 bacchanal time. The party can't come. No. The party can't come. Buzzer, tell them on this plantation we run things tonight. Tell them the party can't come. No way. Freedom to express myself without fright. That's all we want. Party can't come. Yeah. The party can't come. Form a ring, wave and welcome the king. Come, Moko Jumbi. Start the wave, start the wave, start the wave, start the wave. Today's carnival buzzer. Today's carnival. Hey, spreading news. Start the wave, start the wave, start the wave, start the wave. On the count of four, on the count of four, on the count of four. Everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump up, 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 jump up. Bacchanal, bacchanal, hey. Bacchanal, bacchanal. Jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up. Everybody. Bacchanal, bacchanal, oh, bacchanal, bacchanal. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every day, hey, wine, rhyme, make love, make love. Children go home, no. Children go home, no. I said go home, no. Children go home, no. Hey, it's carnival, it's carnival, it's carnival. What you say? It's carnival. Do you want some more? Yeah. Do you want some more? Yeah. Do you want some more? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? It's bacchanal time. Bacchanal time is. Hey, man.
So what time is it? What time is it? It's bacchanal time. So here is the video, folks. Here is the video which started the whole bacchanal time. Here is the video. Take a listen to this video. This is the video that started the whole bacchanal going on in Trinidad.
Good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're looking at this. I'm Watson Duke. I am in Brooklyn, New York. Specifically, I am in 95 Chester Street, Brooklyn, New York, Peterkin Hotel. I have come here to the aid of some 27 Tobagonians from Roxborough Ford group that came to Brooklyn with the aid of Tobago House of Assembly to perform and to represent Tobago and our culture. They were not provided for. Beyond the ticket, when they land, they were treated as thieves, as slaves, as castaways. There were no transportation to rally them and take them from the airport to a chosen specific destination. They came on the streets of New York trying to find a place to sleep, tired, weary, feeling emasculated and mentally broken. They stayed in a basement for a couple of days with dead rats, etc., hungry and forgotten by the Tobago House of Assembly. I say forgotten because in spite calls were made to the base, to Tobago House of Assembly, stating things are not so alright. What can be done? Nothing has been done. Today is the 7th of September. How many days passed already? About 4 days passed, and thank God for the sake of a good Tobagonian from a diaspora, he would have utilized his cash after 4 to 5 days and paid for 27 of them to have proper housing in a hotel. But that's housing. At least they can wash, they can bathe, they can relieve themselves, etc. But more important than that is the one need for food. They are without food. They are hungry, and I've come to the aid. I can do so much, 1 day, 2 days, maybe 3 days. But when you consider that they are going back on Monday, what do they do between now and then? And they have lots of show to perform every time they travel. Each person must find at least a minimum of $20 to pay to travel. They have to keep their clothing clean. They must be well attired, hair comb, etc. It's forcing them to stay in New York. I'm appealing to the Tobago House of Assembly, of which I'm part, but those who consider themselves to be the decision makers, those who consider themselves to be the hot shots in the Tobago House of Assembly, the policy makers and the drivers of the system, to act wisely and do so now. Show Tobagonians that you care about them and send money via Western Union, whatever means, so make whatever arrangement to ensure these persons are fed, that these persons are fed tonight. We're not waiting tomorrow. Do it now. Make whatever call you have to make. Pull it up, or else this goes live without any further warning. And you will have to deal with this. I will champion their cause, and I will defend their rights, because for that, I was voted into office. What and why you were voted into office, you must tell the nation. Thank you very much.
So, folks, that is the deputy chief of the Tobago House of Assembly sending his first volley. But there is more. That's why I tell all you is bacchanal time. Let me just play this song in between. I'm going to play this song in between. Hold on. I'm going to get this song in between for you all. Because this is what it is. This is exactly what it is. What's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? Let me go again.
Children, today's carnival. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Children, time to go home. No. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? It's bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. The party can't go. The party can't. Children, tambule, flambo, shak, and drum. Hey, the party can't go. The party can't. Tell them, start the mass, the moko zombie go come. Wait, the party can't. Hey, the party can't. 1, 2, 3. Start the ceremony. Everybody, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave. Today's carnival, children. Today's carnival. Everybody, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave. On the count of 4, on the count of 4, on the count of 4. Let me go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jump up, 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 jump up. Bacchanal, 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 bacchanal. Jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up, jump up. Everybody. Bacchanal, 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 bacchanal. Sunday, bacchanal. Monday, bacchanal. Tuesday, bacchanal. Wednesday, bacchanal. Thursday, bacchanal. Friday, bacchanal. Saturday, bacchanal. Every day, bacchanal.
Yes, folks. Every day is bacchanal. Oh God, it's only bacchanal. So, of course, it cannot go wrong just like that. The Tobago House Assembly chief had to make a statement. So he decided that he have to make a statement. Let me find where he made his statement. Let me see where this is now. Which one it is? Let me find that for you guys. I gotta find that one. Is it this one here? Here we go. Yeah. All right. So this one here, it's this one right here. So the chief had to make, the Tobago House of Assembly chief had to make a statement. Let me see if it's a window. No, it's a Chrome tab. Okay, here it is. Here it is, folks. Here it is. We got it. So here's the deputy, here's the chief, Fali Chavez Augustine, now having to make a statement regarding what happened And so let's take a listen.
Having interdepartment, the divisions themselves are preparing to represent themselves as divisions at the night mass up at Roxborough. And so you're seeing a lot of movement in the space. Promoters have gone ahead and have engaged artists from far and wide, and I'm made to understand one private promoter has gone as far as somewhere to the continent to engage. That's not my business to announce, but the private promoter will deal with that when that time comes. And so finally, I want to move to an issue that I'm certain has allowed quite a number of members of the media to be here today. You ain't trickling in 2 and 3, but you're coming in your numbers, and I've seen the hands raising even before question time. So I know that's why you're here. But I needed to dispense with a lot of those issues, those developments within the space. In particular, some updates further to what I gave last week on what's happening down in the Crown Point area, and the position of the residents, the position of the chief secretary, and how we are trying to work together to ensure that their burdens are lifted. Now, we all saw a video presentation from the deputy chief secretary from somewhere in Brooklyn yesterday evening, late yesterday evening, online. And I want to bring some clarity to this space. So all and sundry will be very mindful of the THA's commitment to the Roxborough folk performers. And I will also speak a bit to the THA's policy in terms of assisting and helping groups that need assistance, whether it's to travel or whether it is for some engagement in and out of the Tobago space. In fact, even yesterday, we were discussing a group of young people who are in the DR, the Dominican Republic, as we speak. They're in the Dominican Republic representing Tobago in sports, and the tickets and pay for, they trust the travel agency. And so they're coming to us for assistance. And you have to understand as well, with COVID and the nature of the Tobago business community, sometimes getting that assistance is difficult. And the only option is really and truly the Tobago House of Assembly to provide assistance. And so the Roxborough Folk Performers approached the Tobago House of Assembly for assistance because they had several engagements that they were called out for to perform in and around the tri-state area in New York, in and around the Labor Day festivities. And we felt, yes, this marries nicely with our push for involving and engaging members of the diaspora. And if you heard the Deputy Chief Secretary speak at Tobago Day, you will hear him speak to a lot of the issues members of the diaspora are facing, and the fact that we need to engage them much more. And we want you members of the diaspora to return home and invest in your island. In fact, you should be our first set of people, the first group of people in line to invest in your island, Tobago. And so we said, okay, that marries nicely. We had a group of entrepreneurs, in fact, agro-processors that went out to New York before, and they did some work. We have fashion designers who are going. The group of entrepreneurs didn't ask the THA for monetary assistance, but they asked us to assist in talking with the embassy for them to get visas, and that was provided. We have a group of fashion designers who will be featured within the New York Fashion Week, and they will even have a Tobago booth there. Young fashion designers, they are doing that, representing their island, Tobago. And of course, we had the Roxborough Folk Performers that had these engagements to perform in New York. I had a meeting with the principals at Roxborough Folk Performers, led by Mrs. Vanilla Allen Toppin, about 2 months or so ago. She attended a meeting with 3 other members of the team. In fact, it was a team of about 30 desiring to go to New York. 27 eventually went. When I met with Mrs. Aline Toppin, I indicated clearly that the THA could not fund 100% of them getting to and from.
So, folks, what we're going to do, we're going to go for a quick, we're going to hold that thought right there. Anderson, welcome. Adrian, welcome. We're going to hold that thought right there, and we're going to go for a quick station identification. And what we have here is, you know, the THA chief, Fali Chavez Augustine, responding to what the deputy chief, Watson Duke, stated in Brooklyn. And Fali is now responding and giving us information as far as what happened with respect to them traveling from Tobago, the 27 individuals traveling from Tobago and ending up in New York City. And, you know, the dispute between, you know, Fali, well, not between Fali, but between the THA and Watson Duke. And eventually it appears that Watson Duke is going to be reprimanded. It appears that, and I'm going to give you guys a follow-up. There is another video that was just recently done by Watson Duke again, following up on this that was done here by the THA chief. So let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. We're going to go for a quick station identification, and then we're going to be right back after this. Stick and stay, don't go, and we'll be right back after.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. Now, folks, of course, I'm flying solo tonight. It's the onelet, as I think highly say, instead of the triplet, is the onelet. And we just currently reviewed the initial video, which was made by Watson Duke for 27 Tobagonians who are currently in New York. They came here for different events, you know, around Labor Day and other events. And Watson Duke made a video. And that video, of course, the THA chief couldn't sit idly by and not have a response to that video. So we are listening to the THA chief now. Let's continue to listen to what he had to say today. This is today, what he had to say today. Let's continue to listen.
New York. Well, not just getting to from New York, but 100% of the entire trip. I was assured then that they weren't looking for the THA to give 100%. They were looking for the THA to help get them there. They raised with me that their priority area, of course, would be getting tickets to get to New York and to get there on time. They too had visa challenges to the point where many members of the team only got through with their visas last week, and they traveled on Saturday and Sunday. So think about that, getting through with your visa and maybe 48 hours or so before having to travel, which is a really tight timeline. And for groups wishing to travel, especially to the US, you have to understand that at this time, the US, I mean, I'm not speaking on behalf of the embassy, but the embassy has quite a backlog of people trying to get appointments because they were closed for some years. And so it's not a given that if the THA writes and asks that somehow you will magically get the visa. No, it doesn't work like that. The issuing of visas from the embassy is the sole priority and prerogative of the US embassy and their employees there. That's not a THA business at all. But anyway, some of them got their arrangements done, the visas last week. And so 27 left between Saturday, some left on Saturday, some left on Sunday. The timelines were so tight that there was no way the THA could have issued any checks for their departure. And in any case, this administration has a policy where we prefer to pay invoices as opposed to just giving monies to groups. So you come as a group and you say, okay, I need assistance to get some balls or to get some uniforms, or I need assistance to go to Trinidad. Instead of giving you the group the money to go and do it, we prefer to pay for the service, because what you have found is that sometimes you give groups monies and they ain't go anywhere, or less people and they tell you will be going actually attended, and no accountability is given for the extra sums of monies and that kind of thing. And so it's a similar arrangement. What we call
So just listening to it right here, I think so far, many of you may agree that Farley's making a lot of sense. Hey, Judy, welcome. So far, it looks like if Farley's making sense with regards to the things that he's saying. You know, I mean, if you're going to give money to a group, you actually want to give money. You rather want to pay for the services so there can be no shenanigans going on, you know, with the money. Not to say that anybody's doing anything wrong with the money, but to me, that makes a lot of sense. Let's continue to listen to him.
Because the timelines were so short, we had to eventually give a promissory note to the travel agency that we will settle the bill in order for them to be able to leave here. Before the team left here, Mrs. Allen Toppin assured us that she had their accommodation booked and everything was in place for where they were to stay.
So as we hear, the THA chief is telling us that when the 27 individuals left Tobago, they had already worked out a place to stay and they had already booked things and they had these things under control. Okay, let's continue.
Sometime on Sunday, I was alerted by the head of team. That's the group that hosts the Tobago Day and the Tobago festivities in New York every year. I was alerted by the president of that group that they came in, they were calling the host at the bed and breakfast, and they got no answer. They got there in the night and they just couldn't get into the place. The place was locked up, and eventually a church rescued them and allowed them to sleep in the church for the night. So when I heard that, I said, but we can't, notwithstanding the fact that I said to this group, we can't fund all of your exploits in the US. I said, you know what? We can't allow Tobagonians to sleep on the street. By this time on Sunday, somebody gave them a basement that was not prepared to host visitors, and certainly not 27 visitors.
So as you can see, right, as you listen, it's that there was the basement talk that where the deputy chief said there was rats and all kind of thing in the basement, and how could you treat Tobagonians like that, right? But it appears that the place where they were going to stay, you know, was not available due to some miscommunication, and they had to get a place to stay, and they did get a place to stay for the night.
So, be that as it may, I worked out an arrangement with the president of team that we would provide some accommodation for them. That accommodation for the entire group came up to $9,000 US, which we gave a commitment to pay. And we had someone in the US pay it on our behalf with the hope of being refunded by the THA. And of course, that is risky because you know the THA does operate. When THA owe your money, it takes long to give her your money. But be that as it may, that was all in an effort to ensure that this team in the US, the Roxbury Folk Performers, that they were able to at least find some place decent to sleep and be able to go on their errands and meet their appointments, the appointments that were required for them across the period that they were there. Because at the end of the day, they are Tobagonians out there. And let me correct a misconception. The THA did not send them. The THA sponsored their trip to the US. If the THA is to send anybody to the US, the THA has to pay per diem per person. We know that. So we did not send them, but we sponsor them. And I'll tell you how this experience will result in some policy changes. You see, you live and you learn. Now, I will tell you that for the flights to and from New York and their accommodation together, everything so far comes up to $417.50. So this is a $400,000 commitment from the THA to this single group. Remember, we also have several other groups, and I already explained that to them because we have groups you need to give some subsidies to. I'm looking at Tobago football, I'm looking at cricket, and I'm saying we need to increase the amount of subsidies to these organizations so that they can run their activities well. We have groups traveling all over the place, and we're trying to help some here, some there, but for nobody are we trying to give 100% of the cost. We're trying to help. And so yesterday at around 5:34 p.m., yesterday at 5:45 p.m., while we were just rounding up executive council meeting yesterday evening, the deputy chief secretary called and indicated that some of the members that they're struggling to be able to purchase food. And so I said, but how is that the case? Because if you're a group and you're going, and I communicated to you in person that we part sponsoring this thing, I would think that for the things that we're not covering, you will try to cover yourself. But then he indicated that, of course, when they came in and the place they booked wasn't available, and I, in fact, spoke to Mrs. Allen Toppin after I spoke with the DCS, and she indicated that the host of the facility where they were supposed to sleep at only called sometime the next day to say that she was at a party somewhere and didn't hear the phone ringing. Right? We did not make any bookings for anybody because it's not a THA-owned trip. It's Roxborough folk performers going out to New York. Yes, they're representing Tobago there, and that is what justifies us giving them some support. But certainly, it has to be with good measure. But notwithstanding, the DCS called and complained about the fact that while they could not find accommodation, some of the members used their monies to go and pay for some places to stay, and so now they were running short of monies for their own meals. Mrs. Allen Toppin indicated to me that they traveled to and from each of the places for performance. That travel is being taken care of the hosts of these events. And I think they were even at some function for the Guyanese recently as well. So not just Tobago-based functions they're at, but across the Caribbean. So the hosts are providing their transportation and they receive meals wherever they go to perform. Subsequent to that conversation with the Deputy Chief Secretary, I took it upon myself again to call the head of team and said to him, look, the people there and some of them, they're having some challenges getting some food. Do you have anybody within your organization that is a certified caterer, registered caterer, at least to provide 1 or 2 meals to them, a good breakfast and maybe something light in the evening? Because if they're out during the day performing, then they have no need for lunch or breakfast, lunch where they are. And where we eventually got for them to stay is a place that is not providing complimentary breakfast. Let me say that. So they really and truly have to pay for whatever they need to eat while they're there. I eventually got that quote sometime after 8, after 9 last night, while I was in yet another meeting, because after I left Exec Council that hour yesterday evening, eventually left the office after 7, I still went to another meeting. In fact, close to 8 o'clock, I still went to another meeting that finished after 10 in the night. And perhaps that is why I'm struggling to get the voice back. I need to take a little sleep somewhere. But be that as it may, so I'm trying to work this thing out so at least they get some sense of relief. I went to the extreme of starting to call some people to now beg on their behalf. Because if you know how the THA works, the THA are no cash sitting down nowhere about to take up and go on Western Union to anybody. The THA is not in a position that you could just get up and say, here, look, cash. That's not how it works.
And that statement, dear folks, is because of the statement made by the deputy chief that why did they go on Western Union some money to the people and things. So the chief secretary is now answering him and saying, you just can't pick up just so and go on Western Union money. We could do that here in the United States of America as individuals, or if you have a company and want a Western Union, but he's just giving us a better understanding of what exactly is happening. And we're gonna cover a little more of this, but also what's important here, what's instructive is that, you know, the chief secretary also says that he's going to review the deputy chief portfolio. And that doesn't, I mean, I don't think he will say that unless it looked like something is going to happen that, you know, gonna kind of change the landscape of what's going on with the PDP in Tobago. So let's continue to listen.
All the spend must be contingent on executive council minutes that will give the authority for this spend. All. And so outside of an exec council minute to authorize this new engagement, and I have to tell you, to facilitate the accommodation, I had to bounce it off the executive in order to be able to facilitate that decision. It can't just be, I just decided we're going to spend the money. That's all I'm Secretary of Finance. That is not how it works. Certainly not in my administration. Maybe before, but not now. Maybe in another place, but not here in Tobago. That is not how that works. Due diligence is required, and there are some procedural steps that must be followed. We campaigned on this matter, and I am holding firm on this matter. If it then follow the standard procedure that is required by law, I am not approving it. I am not supporting it. End of story. End of story. Because I spent way too many hours campaigning against that kind of behavior. And so sometime as my meeting last night was rounding up, and people sending me this video clip of the Deputy Chief Secretary delinking himself from the executive and somewhat making it seem as if the THA has been wicked and punishing this group was certainly surprising, given that we had a conversation just as the Executive Council meeting was coming to an end, and given that I explained thoroughly what the facts of the situation were, and the fact that, yes, maybe we can try to do something, but it cannot come from out of the THA coffers because we just don't have that kind of facility for that kind of emergency spend. We will have to try to get it other ways. And me calling around and begging people and say, give me some money here to send to them, give me some money here to send to them, is in fact, I think, the much more honorable way to do this. Because not only are we just secretaries, but the truth is, we are representatives first. This is what we know, you know. I spent, 5 years doing this, calling around and begging people for stuff, because we have no resources to do it. So calling around and asking people to chip in here and there is not new to my skill set. And so certainly they will get the assistance to get some meals. But it cannot be that a Deputy Chief Secretary will mount a public platform and will moot points that really and truly goes against the very facts of the matter. And I cannot attest to what motivated this. And in fact, I don't even care to theorize about what motivated this. But one thing I know for sure is that so long as I'm here as Chief Secretary, there is one Chief Secretary in this space, one leader in this space, there is one team in this space, and we move.
So folks, if you listen carefully, right, there's one leader, right? To me, that's sending a clear message that I am the Tobago chief and everything goes through me and I will make those decisions to benefit the people of Tobago.
Move as a team, and we will be taking decisions in accordance with what the law says. Full stop. Full stop. And so there will be no deviation from that whatsoever. And so I hope you recall that during the campaign, I made every single one of those members, I asked them to be here today. Look at their faces. Is everybody look nice? I asked every single one of them to sign a code of conduct And in that code of conduct, there is a requirement that we will all operate in accordance with the law and in accordance with standard principles that are required of us, all of us. And the night of that meeting when that was signed, one of the foregoing questions, in fact, the biggest elephant in the room was the question of whether or not a chief secretary that is not the leader of a party will be able to discipline his leader should his leader fall out of line. And I made it lucidly clear on that night. You could be leader, you could be captain, or you could be cook, or even cook. Once you're part of this team, I am holding you up by those standards. And so today, I am holding the DCS up by those standards.
So when he says DCS, he's talking about the deputy chief, right? Who is Watson Duke. And I mean, this is big. This is big, ladies and gentlemen. This is really big. And but listen, there's more to come.
I want to make it very publicly clear that immediately post this press briefing, a review of the DCS's portfolio.
You hear that? Immediately after this was done just today, there's going to be a review of the DCS portfolio. That's Watson Duke portfolio. So it will be interesting to see what comes out of that review. Continue to listen. Let's continue.
And the assignments or the areas assigned to him will be done. And I assure you, before the end of the weekend, you will get some press release indicating what the decision is insofar as treating with the unfortunate and the ill-advised briefing of the DCS in New York that went very ultra what the actual facts are. The facts are that to date, we have assisted this group to the tune of $400,417.50. And so nobody could argue that perhaps the administration not kind to Roxborough people or the administration not kind to people from one district, as I see some other crazy people in the space saying, we treat everybody equally and with parity. Let me remind you of the areas under the purview of the Deputy Chief Secretary as was approved. Those areas include one, intergovernmental relations, and that has to do with treating with the relationship between Trinidad and Tobago, in particular between ministries and divisions of the THA, and ensuring that those intergovernmental relations, that those remain intact, and especially where we have some of those 6 scheduled items that provide for services to be done in Tobago that are still not completed in Tobago. That matter is a matter that the DCS should be working to fix. The DCS also has responsibility for diaspora relations, and that's because when we campaign, we made a pledge that for the first time in the history of the THA in almost 42 years, will be 42 years this year, we actually will be making a concerted, a deliberate, and a strategic effort in reaching out to members of the diaspora, in ensuring that we keep them close and that they feel like they could come home and participate in the Tobago economy. Also under his purview is foreign direct investments, or FDI. So he has the opportunity to court as many investors as we need on this island. We need investors for hotels. We need investors to partner with us on major public infrastructure, for housing works, for marinas. We don't believe for a second that we could do it on our own. And given what might be the intention of those in Trinidad, we may never get the kind of budgetary allocation for capital development as we will need. And so we needed to have someone in the most disciplined manner attract for Tobago FDIs. We also built in, for the first time within the THA system, THA-wide policy monitoring and evaluation unit under the purview of the DCS, which means that the DCS should be going across the divisions checking up on the policy decisions made at the executive and ensuring that they're being implemented. Because I can tell you in this space, it have things that we approve as an executive since January, February, and all now it can't get done yet. All now, people have notes sitting down on the desk, authorities sitting down on the desk, just not doing the people work. And so having that kind of robust M&E will result in ensuring that when we pass decisions at the executive, somebody's going on the back end and following through. He was also given an energy bureau. So we separated the energy bureau from the division that treats with natural resources because we felt that that was so critical to Tobago's argument for autonomy, so critical to Tobago's argument for greater subventions from out of central government, that needed to get some attention, right? And of course, he will have his regular administrative support. All of this under the purview of the DCS. These are the areas of responsibility assigned to the DCS. And I will say as of now, I will be reviewing all of those responsibilities to ensure that they are in line with our mandate and trust for making Tobago the greatest little island on the planet. That review certainly is within my purview as your chief secretary, because I'm the only person authorized by law at this moment to decide what responsibilities are given to which secretaries. So therefore, under my responsibility, I will review those responsibilities assigned to him, and by tomorrow, I will let you know what responsibilities he will have, if any at all. That's a decision I will be making before the end of the day. And
Oh God! I wonder if I should play that song again, boy. Bacchanal? No, I can't play it yet. I can't play it yet. All, all you listening? Farley, boy. Farley, transformational leader, boy. Farley ain't wasting no time, folks. Ain't wasting no time. We almost to the end. We almost to the end. Let's finish up. We almost to the end. Let's finish up. And then we're going to hear from what's
I have conversation with the rest of the team. But we cannot have people speaking on truths in the space, people misleading the public about some critical things. Because if you listen to the DCS, you will assume that we just put them on a plane and send them out there and gave nothing. I'm sure all of you looking now, all of you are shocked to know that the assistance is to the tune of $400,000. All of you. That is a lot. Some groups don't even get that much. In fact, some groups don't even require or ask for that much. So that is a lot. But we understand that in order for Tobago to move, we have to shift some of our policies. In the past, we placed all our marketing efforts for the island into one basket, which is the basket under tourism. All our efforts. We pay marketing companies big money. We pay Virgin and BA big money. We pay all sorts of big money, and nobody coming here. The numbers of international visitors, the international visitor arrivals, have been low, considerably low, considering that our efforts. Granted, what we spend on marketing the island is not even a quarter of what our nearest competitors like Barbados and Grenada spend. They spend tens of millions US dollars. We spend a few million TT dollars. But we took a decision that to market this island, the front for that marketing effort cannot just be out of tourism. Part of that marketing effort must also include the diaspora. And that's why we are happy, very happy to engage members of the diaspora. We are excited to engage you in the diaspora because for the first time, you're getting to connect in a real way, in an intimate way with actual members of the THA executive who see you as a citizen of Tobago, regardless of where you choose to live. And that's because we recognize that most people leaving the island of Tobago leave because of a scarcity of opportunity. We recognize that we have a challenge with having the largest outward migration rate in the Caribbean region. And so we know we have to do something to attract back to the space as much of our homebred talents as is possible. We have to attract that back to this space. And so it's unfortunate the direction the DCS went. As I said, I'm not going to theorize about what motivated that, but I'm very clear in my mind that we gave as much help as we could give. I am also clear in my mind that when the issue was raised about people not having access to meals because of how they arrived there and the accommodation wasn't available for them and their booking fell through and so on, no fault of the THA, that they end up expending monies outside of their budget to get things done. And I also acknowledge that I made intervention on that front, calling the right people to try to organize this thing for the citizens of Tobago, because regardless, they are citizens of Tobago. And the truth is, I am not even blaming them. I'm not blaming them. As a matter of fact, I will have you know this. After I met with Mrs. Allen Toppin and her team and indicated that we cannot sponsor in full, I subsequently met with the DCS and instructed the DCS to take up this matter and to manage this process for them, because he's in charge of diaspora relations. That's not the office of the chief secretary. So naturally, it falls under his purview, to which a vote was assigned and all of those things. And therefore, this should not have been happening. And if he's out there with them, as he is, because he returned and then he went back again for meetings with the mayor of New York and Al Sharpton and a couple other persons in the space. As the DCS out there, his responsibility is to try to coordinate the efforts to alleviate their pains, not mount a platform and behave as if you have to mount a campaign for them to get the assistance. You are part of the executive too. And so you have to take some responsibility for helping them out. Notwithstanding, the commitment of the executive to them was not to just carte blanche, a carte blanche kind of support. Notwithstanding that they are in a crisis, they need some help. That's what the THA is here for. You spoke to us at the end of the executive meeting. And by the way, DCS, when I called you, I had you on speakerphone for those in the room to also hear the conversation and understand the gravity of the situation being meted out at the point in time with those in the area. And so I want to be able to say to all of you that we have been helping. We help them to the tune of 400,000. There's a need for food. I reach out to some principals in New York to assist. And
So folks, we're gonna leave it right there with respect. I think we have had quite a bit about what's going on. Is the DS Deputy Chief Secretary, the DCS Deputy Chief Secretary, right? So folks, after this happened today, there was another volley that was shot by Watson Joe. So let's now listen. There's a follow-up to this whole thing now, right? So you hear what Farley had to say, and I mean, if you are clear-minded and don't have a side, then people get 400,000, 400,000 TT, right? That's about 5/8. Let me see. I'll have to do the maths for that, but that's a whole lot of money, That's a whole lot of money they receive. So how could it be that? And that's part of your responsibility for the diaspora, right? You're supposed to be trying to fix that behind closed doors. You're supposed to be trying to fix that. But I guess, he decided to take another tack on that. Tommy, welcome. I know you were sitting there, but I was just playing this.
You were doing what you had to do, and respect to you. A good evening to you. Good evening to everybody in the village. Please forgive me for being a little late, a little tardy. We had city hall matters to take care of, so I had to do my duty, my due diligence. But this whole episode that's unfolding here is very telling. I'm a little disappointed that it is the laundry is being aired in the public. dirty laundry. But
go ahead.
But I think the DCS needs to understand protocol a little better.
Well, I was kind of shocked when I saw the first video, which we just played, and he was saying that the people living had to stay in a basement with rats and so on and so forth.
I saw that.
Yeah, I was like, wow, you know. It was kind of surprising, right? But then when you listen, Akiria, welcome. Akiria and Judy, welcome. But when you listen to what, and listen to this, that's why I said that Fali is a transformational leader. I think he has handled this, with class, dignity, right?
True.
And, I think Duke could have done better.
Right, and he finally recognized that he cannot let it fester. When it festers, it gets totally out of hand.
Yeah, you can't continue to let it fester. Now, let's listen to what Duke had a follow-up now. After they finished the press conference, Duke had a follow-up. Now, let's listen to Duke's follow-up. Duke actually responded to Farley. Let's listen.
It is oftentimes said that pride goes before a fall. And he that exalteth himself shall be humbled, but he that humbleth himself shall be exalted. I wish to take this opportunity to warn my colleague and friend, deputy political leader, who holds the position of chief secretary, that those positions are temporary and subject to the ideals of man, and he should not glorify in the authority he wields because of the position given to him, but he should humble himself and deal with the issue that have had Tobagonians at their wits' end. Yesterday, 27 persons were challenged with food. And in spite of what is being said, the answer was food. And my concern was, how do we feed these Tobagonians on a daily basis until they have to take their exit from North America? I had called upon the Tobago House of Assembly to step in and to fix the matter. I've called upon the hotshots who believe that they're policymakers, etc., of the Assembly, of which I'm part, to deal with this. In other words, the Assembly should have meet, discuss the matter in emergency session, and have the matter dealt with expeditiously to the satisfaction of all and sundry. These persons prior to yesterday had gone through an ordeal where they were belittled by the place that housed them and to the treatment that was meted out to them. Yet they continue to fight on and to do what was necessary as it was a performance. The question as to who sent them, whether it was Tobago House of Assembly or they went on their own, is not a question with any merit at this point in time. What is of merit is that the Tobago House of Assembly would have aided them in the purchase of their tickets. And the Tobago House of Assembly cannot shirk from its responsibility having purchased the tickets. It is now a matter in which the Tobago House of Assembly must become invested to the point where they look after these Tobagonians. The PDP was built on the back of Tobagonians, and it was built for Tobagonians who were facing the oppression of the another party. And I remain true to form, and I say my office of Deputy Chief Secretary means nothing to me unless I can serve Tobago. So for the Chief Secretary to issue a veiled threat and say he's going to review my functions, to me is laughable, it's ridiculous, and he has to understand that while he's Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, I am political leader of the PDP. And while you could take the state funds and perhaps wheel and deal with it as your colleagues on the next side, the red side, you cannot wheel and deal with the heart of man in that manner. People are looking on. They are observing, they are taking notes, and they have recognized that you, as the Augustine Charles Farley commentator on Facebook would say, can now be deemed as liar Farley. So your words take on little credibility in a space where you was once deemed to be a virgin politician, one of great hope, one of great integrity. Your pontificating on matters doesn't augur well. I'm calling on you now through this medium again. Before you make a foolish move which you will regret, think twice, think hard, put away the bravado spirit you have, that showboating spirit you have, that boastful spirit you have that say, "Don't boss here." Put it away. Pull yourself off that pedestal and humble yourself, and let us reason this thing out. A man is a man if you can't change him, man, and take back your words, take back your chat. So you take back your chat and humble yourself. Because you cannot threaten the political leader of a party to emasculate him and not go into a war zone, a political war zone which you will not win, but certainly which you will lose. So I want to caution you with all great advice, and as a brother, humble yourself. As we're saying to Bebo, dig yourself, chill out, drink some cooling bush and smoke a peace pipe. Let's settle this issue. This is an issue where the teacher was called upon to fix an issue where persons were hungry and starving, etc. And we say, bread and butter issues in the last election, we're not dealing with any fancy thing, kitchen top issues, and here people couldn't eat. And you have brushed it aside and playing politics as to who was right and who promised this, who promised that, while people are starving. Let's go back to our morals. Let's fix this. Brother Farley, let's fix this. Let us change your name from Liar Farley to Fix This Farley. Let's do that. Thank you.
They're drawing swords. Swords are being drawn, which is not.
That's not good. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Farley is the THA chief.
Yeah.
You are the political leader, and you are also the deputy chief. The political leader answers to the THA secretary, the THA chief.
The chief is the chief. There's only one chief.
There's only one chief.
Right.
You absolutely are the political leader of the PDP. And the PDP won the election, but you made a decision. You made a decision to let Farley be the chief.
Right?
What I mean, you and the other 13 individuals decided that, other 12 individuals, including Farley, that he was going to be the THA chief in order for us to win this election. Right? We made a decision. So now that that decision is made, if Farley decides to fire you tomorrow, there's nothing you can do.
So, okay, so the THA spent 60,000 US on a contingent. How many persons were in this contingency?
27.
27 persons.
Yes.
27 persons at $60,000 is roughly.
Plenty money, you know. Tommy, I plenty money, you know.
Yeah, but let's do some math. 27 into 60 is what? 2,000 something a person?
Okay, hold on. Let me do the maths. 60,000, you say, right?
Yeah, US.
Let me see. 60,000 divided by 27. Oh, why do this thing do that? All right, hold on. 60,000, 27. $2,222.
Okay, that includes airfare.
Mm. Well,
$2,200.
yeah. That was with the airfare too. That was with the airfare.
Okay, so let's say the airfare is $500 per person,
Mm.
round trip.
Mm.
We down to $1,700 a person,
Mm.
US.
Mm.
$1,700 US a person for what period of time?
I mean, you going into a lot of the stuff there, right? But the idea is that at the end of the day, Tommy, they didn't have a place to stay, right? They had to stay in a basement. The person who they was to stay by was at a party, and she didn't hear her phone ring, right? So people had to make alternative arrangements. So a lot of money was spent with things that they didn't think they had to spend it for, right? And it became somewhat difficult. But I think when Duke made the initial video, it looked really bad.
I think that they had bad logistics management going on there. Regardless of where a person is, who you made an arrangement with to provide accommodations, that should all be in place, regardless of where they go. Even if they go to Ohio and leave the space available.
Yeah. Let me say welcome to Vonnie Roberts and Eugene Daniel. Ronnie says the Duke need to humble himself, like he have a rape case coming up soon. I don't know how that come in there, Vonnie, but
if Duke was the one who was in charge of the logistics, he dropped the ball.
no, I don't think he was in charge. He's just in charge of diaspora. They have a division, and they're trying to deal with the diaspora, which is really good, though, you know, because I mean the PNM was supposed to have a diaspora, which is PNM International, and they basically just let that die, right? I don't know if the UNC has a diaspora, but I know PNM International was a diasporic, you know, in initiative, and Dr. Rowley said he would have supported that when he was in opposition, and as soon as he become prime minister, you know, that died a quick death as far as he's concerned. So I think with Duke and PDP having a diasporic part of the party was an excellent idea. I think it was a fantastic idea.
I think that's noble.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. And he's actually here, you know, trying to do stuff with the diaspora. But however, you know, I felt that, this is me now, I felt that he could have handled it a little differently.
Correct.
You know, rather than taking to social media and talking about, you know, the people had to stay with rats and all that kind of thing, you know. I think he could have done something a little different.
It sounded like he was exaggerating how they're living with dead rats and roaches and all of that.
Well, no, Tommy, I think there's a good possibility that in the basement where they stayed, that there was rats. You know, it was just part of these basements.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but at the same time, how could they have wound up there? Is because whoever is supposed to be managing the logistics mismanaged it. Either they mismanaged it, or they were not the right person for the job.
Yeah, Tommy, you are absolutely correct. You're correct. And to me, what should have happened is that the person who was responsible for where they were going to stay supposed to meet them at the airport and take them to the location that they were going to stay, right? Transportation and everything should all be arranged. You know, they meet them there, and once they get to wherever they're going to stay, they have a little dinner for them or a little lunch for them, whatever it is.
Right, a welcoming session.
A welcoming session. I mean, you know, I talk because I did a little bit with that. You know what I mean? So what happened is that somebody dropped the ball, you know?
I mean, it happens all the time. People go from one country to another in groups. I know I'm saying my business group, we went to Brazil a couple of times, and we were treated like royalty by those who were expecting us. They
had
everything in place, met us at the airport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead.
You know, they had, like we said, they had a welcoming session, took us out to eat. They even provided entertainment arrangements and all for us.
Well, Eugene Julian is saying the implosion is about to begin. I don't think any implosion is about to begin. I just think that no, if the THA chief acts on any of Duke's responsibilities and removes responsibilities from him, that's where the big problem starts.
Yeah, Fali himself needed to not say certain things in public.
Correct. I agree with that. I would have been more cautious.
Yeah,
in responding to him. But then again, Duke wasn't too cautious in his response either.
Right, in his initial post.
In his initial post and his response to Fali. Because it seemed like if there's a threat to him and telling him, well, you got to understand, I am the political leader. We know that. We know you are the political leader.
Yeah, they're both flexing. They are both flexing.
Yeah.
One is flexing and saying, I'm the chief. One is saying, I'm the PDP leader.
Yeah.
One is saying, I can take you out. The other one is saying, I can take you out. So they've drawn swords, and we must face it. That is not good.
Well, but for Vonnie asking, who was the organizer? Could anyone explain the purpose of 26 going to New York? Well, if you listen to the chief secretary, he says that Tobago has made a decision, a conscious decision, and they're spending all this money with all these marketers and don't getting anything for don't get no bang for the dollar. They figured that they could spend some money with, groups in Tobago who can leave and come out of Tobago to the US, for example, and kind of make Tobago a place where people could understand and they could see what, if they come to Tobago, what type of activities they could get, as far as coming to Tobago. And I think it's a good idea because I feel that both Trinidad and Tobago spend a lot of money with marketers and they don't get bang for the dollars. They don't get the bang for the dollars. So, but I don't know who's the organizer. And to me, it should have been very straightforward, right? The group has an itinerary. You land on so-and-so day. There is a bus hired to pick them up, a bus to take them wherever they're going. The person, wherever they're staying, whether it's a hotel or whatever, they greet them, they check them in, right? Everything. So it's kind of how we do things, They might be staying by a house, and the person who was in the house, they said the person was at a party and they didn't hear the phone. You know what I mean?
That sounds lame, very lame. Something of that magnitude of responsibility, 27 persons. Yeah. You go to a party and then hear your phone. That something doesn't augur right with that.
So Vonnie asks, was the 26th person being paid to perform? I don't know. Now, Ulrich says the Tobago group should sue the organizers. I don't know either. I don't know what that's going to accomplish.
It seems like it was a marketing expedition, or should I say, a marketing session or program that they were on.
Yeah. And I don't think it was a bad idea. And Vonnie, I agree with you. Let's face it, Duke feels he's untouchable. Fali, you can see his humbleness. This situation should never have been discussed in public. I agree with that. I agree that this is a situation that it could have been taken care of behind closed doors. It wasn't a difficult situation. Yes, the people didn't have a place to stay, but things kind of work out. They was running low on money, but I mean, it could have been. It wasn't like a prolonged sort of thing that happened. Like when we look at what happened in Chumaka, they have a building sitting down there for over a decade, abandoned. You understand? This was for a short period of time, and I think that they could have gone behind closed doors and patch it up. Now, one person threatening another person and say, don't forget, I is the political leader, and you.
But he has political leader. He started the bacchanal. He didn't need to air all the laundry out.
Right. He didn't know that, right? And the snacks, why they went there in the first place and wasn't organized. You see, one thing I have learned, you see, when people come in, especially a group of people coming from Trinidad or Tobago to the United States of America, right? You have to make sure and your organization is tight when they land in the airport. As soon as they land in the airport, right? They have a bus to pick them up, right? One vehicle that all of them could go in that one vehicle, right? You don't want 3 separate vans or $3 vans or not. One vehicle to pick up all of them, right? You already have communication where they are going to stay. The person is there waiting to receive them. They are received. You give them the itinerary. You get the phone numbers of the leaders, and you start to organize your thing accordingly. It's not that difficult, you know. But they have made this difficult, and it's kind of sad. But watching you pelt the first, he pelt the first shot.
Yep.
And that shot didn't have to be pelt, right? So I always say, if election is called because of that fallout, Duke will lose. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree that this could have been taken care of very easily and, you know, settled behind closed doors, man. You know? But anyhow, now that Ulrich is in the chat, folks, so we hear in your opinion. I mean, I believe that just listening to what it is, right? I believe that this should have never made social media, right? Because there was a shot pelt by Duke, and the THA chief couldn't sit idly by and not say anything, right? Anderson is a kicks man, you know. Anderson say, Wall Street, you better have great accommodation for when my wife and I come to New York, eh? Anderson, I go pay any basement with Vonnie Roberts and say I put Dr. Rowley. That's what Vonnie Roberts say all the time. Which is Vonnie or Troy Smith? Hey, but I see Troy Smith tonight, boy. Troy Smith wife take away your phone from him again. And boy, I think Ellis making me look bad, but I thought Ellis gave his wife gave back his phone. Yeah?
He probably misbehaved.
Yeah, he misbehaved. So Vonnie, that's right there. Things not looking good for the PDP. You know, nope. Someone should be a mediator to reconcile this before it gets more out of hand. I agree. I agree.
Well, let's call Pastor Baines and tell him that he had to take control.
Yeah. Somebody had to be the mediator, and somebody had to tell both of them, listen, all you, let me fix this. Because I idea motto too, no, let me fix this. And as we say, let me fix this, Hailey, you and Judy, I have a bone to pick with both of you all, I have a bone to pick with both of you all, right? Now, I understand I ain't gonna do you that, man. I ain't gonna play any basement. But I see the basement real nice, you know, I ain't gonna lie to you, you know. The basement nice too bad, boy.
Ever since you did it over, it is beautiful.
Yeah. The basement nice too bad. Oh God. Anderson say like Rowley went like a 2 for the PDP or what? Well, ain't easy either. Oh God. Anderson, you'll get fixed, man. Your business gonna be fixed. You're gonna be all right. You ain't got nothing to worry about. But I just feel that this could have been a non-issue, right? If people are, but you see, you know what is the problem though? Is ego, eh?
Yes, indeed.
It's ego, boy. When you're ego, yeah, it's ego. Hey, it's competition. Bonnie say, what she just remember, I be coming before Anderson. I staying upstairs. Somebody had to stay in the basement. Listen, don't worry yourself, and you'll get Wi-Fi in the basement. You'll get Wi-Fi. At least you'll get Wi-Fi in the basement. So let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 7 to 10 p.m. When we come back, I want to show you all that Ulrich has started a new business, and I think this is his most lucrative business. And also, I want to share something from you guys with a lady by the name of Julia Davy, who calls herself a political scientist. And I have to tell you, anyway, we'll be right back after this. Stick and stay, don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
And of course, we're making our bacchanal, but it's only bacchanal. But folks, I wanted to bring to your attention that one of our loyal followers of In the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM has started a new business. And Tommy, I think we could patronize Ulrich's business. Let me show you guys. Ulrich has started a new business called Ulrich Motors Incorporated. Ulrich Motors Incorporated, and he has a truck for sale that needs parts. So,
next, he needs to start up business parts for sale.
And Ulrich has named it Ulrich Motors Incorporated, and there's a big sign that says "Truck for sale, need parts." Okay, so folks, if anybody needs, all right, anybody needs a truck, you know, anybody looking to buy a truck, please contact Ulrich at 1-800 Ulrich Motors. It's a new company just started in Trinidad and Tobago, and Ulrich is the CEO and president. And all you know, Ulrich is an entrepreneur. You know, he also has plants. He has plants in his backyard. You know, he's into real estate, so he's diversifying his portfolio, and he's now into trucks. And I don't know, maybe Ulrich business might list on the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange, but you know, he's into serious business. Only please, if you all need any truck or so from Ulrich, call him at 1-800 Ulrich. Okay, so Ulrich, we give you a free advertising. You know, and we do that because you are one of our loyal followers here in the Village with the DAT Triplets on WZYE 95.9 FM. So, folks, there you have it. Tommy, you have anything? You want to say anything to Ulrich?
Well, Ulrich could probably get away with that, because I was looking at this one post where this person makes money by doing nothing. He gets paid to do nothing.
Well, Tommy, as you said that, right, Tommy? You segue into something there. Let's listen to that one. You segue into something there, and I'm going to segue into that. Let me do this first. I'm going to segue into something that followed up on that from the political scientist called Julia Davis. She calls herself a political scientist. I don't know if she knows a political scientist, but you know, call herself whatever they want. So Ulrich also says the price is negotiable. And Ulrich, you already have a customer. Vonnie Roberts say looking for a Bedford. So you already, Vonnie, you could call Ulrich at 1-800 Ulrich. It's toll free, so you don't have to pay anything. Right? Ulrich say you could see the truck have beat tires. And this was Ulrich truck is just like the 100 million missing in fake oil. Oh God, you know, Ulrich really good at it. I just given Ulrich, you know, we like Ulrich, and we believe that, you know, Ulrich is an entrepreneur and he gets into a lot of different businesses. So
I feel we had to charge him for marketing though.
Yeah, I feel we gotta start doing that. No joke, seriously. You know, because this is like the third business. It's like the fourth business we have marketed for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The fourth one, the plants, the real estate, he had another one, man. It's about 4 of them.
Windows or doors or something.
Yes, the glass. Remember the glass? Yeah, he had the glass one too. You know? So here it is, folks. So I put this post up, right? And Julia Davy and them, and absolutely Eugene Julian, who is part of our followers and loyal followers here as well. He was also somewhat disturbed that I put up a truthful post like this. So let's take a listen to this.
Bengaluru's urban planning crisis will not be an easy job, but here's one that is. Imagine being paid to do nothing. You don't have to think too hard. I have a story for you. Meet Shoji Morimoto, a 38-year-old Tokyo resident.
No video, Anselm.
Who gets paid to do nothing. People hire Morimoto to do nothing, and I'm not making this up. Sometimes people hire him to accompany them to dinner. Sometimes he's hired to be a +1. Sometimes he gets paid to just...
Oh, you're not seeing anything?
No, I didn't see any video. I heard the audio, but I didn't see any video.
Okay, hold on. It should be playing. Hold on. Let me see.
Rant. At this one time, he was hired by a person who wanted a send-off.
Let me try that again. Hold on. Let me try this.
Solving Bengaluru's urban planning crisis will not be an easy job, but here's one that is. Imagine being paid to do nothing. You don't have to think too hard. I have a story for you.
Well, let's just listen to the audio.
Meet Shoji Morimoto, a 38-year-old Tokyo resident who gets paid to do nothing. People hire Morimoto to do nothing, and I'm not making this up. Sometimes people hire him to accompany them to dinner. Sometimes he's hired to be a +1. Sometimes he gets paid to just listen to his client rant. And this one time, he was hired by a person who wanted a send-off. So Morimoto waved at this client as he sat on a moving train. Another time, he went along with his client to a park, and the two played on a seesaw. That's all the effort that he's willing to make, he says. He's open to eating, provided the client pays the bills. He's open to drinking, provided someone else picks the bill. Sometimes, he may also answer simple questions, but only with simple answers. Nothing more, nothing less. His terms and conditions are quite clear. He won't ever start a conversation. Also, if you want to take him out, you must expect nothing.
People might think that this doing nothing service is valuable because it's also a form of being useful. That is what people often say about my service as well.
#life goals. Morimoto never aimed to land his dream job. He was working at a publishing company, he says, and wasn't really a star employee. He says he was chided for doing nothing. So one day he decided, why not monetize this talent, doing nothing? In 2018, he opened a Twitter account. Soon he realized how lucrative doing nothing can be. Today, he has thousands of followers. A lot of his clients are repeat customers. One person, in fact, hired him nearly 300 times. So he must be very good at doing nothing. All in all, Morimoto says he's been hired over 4,000 times so far. Last week, a 27-year-old Indian client hired him. She wanted to wear a sari in Japan, but she wasn't quite sure how her friends would react. Enter Morimoto. He accompanied the woman and said nothing. She sat draped in her favorite 9 yards, eating cake and sipping on some tea, and Morimoto sat with her, doing nothing. And his services don't come cheap, by the way. He charges around $71 an hour. He also does not entertain strange requests. Sexual favors, he says, are a big no-no. He also once turned down the offer to move a fridge because that is work. And Morimoto excels in doing nothing. One client asked him to accompany him to Trinidad and Tobago. He refused. Traveling so far was too much of an effort. But he does go to nearby places, and once he's there, he does nothing. What's the logic? Why do something when you can get paid to do nothing?
I'm the rental do nothing man. I provide a service where I can be rented to do nothing.
Morimoto's story is bizarre, but so are the times we live in. Today, there are jobs that pay you to eat candy, to sleep, to accompany clients to weddings, even to cuddle them. Sometimes you're paid to be a listener. You know what they say about flowering where you're planted? Morimoto's story provides you the alternate point of view. You don't have to flower in your desk job. You don't have to fit into the template that the society has given you. To be a doctor or engineer or teacher or an MBA, to have a 9-to-5 job. If there's something that you're really good at, something that you like doing, it's worth taking a chance. If you can be paid for doing nothing, well, the sky is the limit. And don't get bogged down when someone tells you you're good at nothing, because in this world, even that can be a USP. WZYE is now available in your...
So there you have it. Sorry about that, but somehow the video didn't come up. So what happened is that I put that up, and my good friend Eugene Julian, he was very upset because he didn't like the caption that spoke about the guy denied, a trip, all expense paid trip to Rowley-led TNT. I asked him what was incorrect in the statement. He said, well, it was misleading. I said, was incorrect. So we also have our political scientists. Let me see if I get that here. Was that this one? No, that one. Oh, here it is. Here it is here. We also had our political scientists put up this post today on social media. Right? So, Tommy, can you see that?
Somewhat.
Yeah, it's kind of small. Let me see if I could.
It's fine, but I see a picture of you somewhere there.
Yeah, let me see if I could largen it. Oh, let me see. Let me see if I could largen it. Hold on, but I'm going to give you the gist of what it is. Facebook. Here it is right here. Let me see if I could expand it. No, I cannot. It doesn't give me. Anyway, let me just read this for you guys. This was put up by Jasharon Julia Davy. It says, the wall of his mind. The character that is Mr. Anselm Liborn, also known as Wall Street, who claims to be a university professor, is an obviously miserable, bitter soul obsessed with demonizing the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, PM Dr. Keith Rowley. Take, for instance, the misleading message he posted to his Facebook page and his deliberate attempt to attack the PM, plus misconstrue what the reporter said in the video. How can someone who claims to be a lecturer at a university distort facts for his own selfish agenda, which, to my mind, is a flagrant breach of professionalism and ethics? See link below. Shame on you, Anselm Liborn, the length you will go to destroy one man, forgetting that 1.4 of us lives in Trinidad and Tobago. Thus, by painting a bad image of this country, only seeks to destroy all of us. Just goes to show that education and geography doesn't change the gutter of one's mind. And so one of the quotes says, is the one, man who gets paid to do nothing refuses an all expense paid trip to Rowley-led TNT. I mean, Rowley's the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So, I mean, the guy refused the trip, and Rowley's the leader, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So I don't know how that was incorrect. Then she put up a picture for me a few years ago. I like that picture too bad, man. That's a fantabulous picture. And then this picture here on the left with Liborn. Let's see if I can highlight that. Okay, hold on. So I kind of try to make the picture a little bigger here. That's when I established a world record, 413.77. And that was nice of her to put that one up, though. So yeah, here we go. I think this is a little bigger, right? Let me see if this is a little bigger, Tommy. No?
Well, it's still fine.
Yeah, all right. It's still fine. So I can just give you guys a general idea of what Miss Julia Davies tried to say, right? So there are some people, says, Cynthia Jackson says, now that I see his face, I can now understand why he hates Rowley, who at age 70 looks so handsome. The guy's hateful heart is showing on his face. They do say that it's that which come out of a man is what defines him. Sad man. That's what one of the comments indicate. Stoops. That's why he hates KCR. Look at that face. Pamela Nelson says that. How are you doing, Pamela? Pamela and them know I hate. I have hate in my heart. They put up another one too. We must learn to live together, brothers, or we perish together as fools. Let me see who else. Oh, they say professional ethics. Professional ethics are standards of codes of conduct set by people in a specific position. A profession, a code of conduct is part of the expectation of those involved in many different types of profession. People in a profession don't want to condone bad, dishonest, or responsible behavior if it does occur by someone in their field. By setting out expected behaviors in the form of professional ethics, professional works together to try to uphold a good reputation. Respect and honesty are two main components of professional ethics. All employees are expected to represent a business ethically as they are part of it. That's why business people traditionally speak of we or us rather than a more personal I for the most part. Julia Davy, send this to Dr. Rowley for me, please. Can you send Dr. Rowley that post too? Please? Can you do me that favor? Send him that too now, Julia Davy. You see, it are people like, anyway, let me get out of here. Let me stop this screen here. You see, Tommy, it is sad, right, when you have to sing for your supper, right? And I do have to sing for my supper, right? Julia Davy, you will continue to sing for your supper, and I don't have to sing for my supper. I could speak truth to power. Yes, I could do that, right? But you can't do that. You have to toe the line, because if you don't toe the line, whatever they give you, they'll take it away from you. They'll take it away from you. So you have to sing, and you have to sing like a red canary bird too, right? You talking about professionals. How much time Dr. Rowley get on a platform and he disrespects so many people? What about that? What about that profession? When he calling people all kind of names, imp, pimps, and chimps. What about that, Julia Davy? You ever hear me call anybody imp, pimps, and chimps? What type of professional does that? Look, I'm not even going to waste my time with people like Julia Davy calling themselves political scientists. Right?
Follow the science. Follow that science.
Do they know what political scientist is? Right? Do they even know? Yeah, but Tommy, sometimes I don't wanna get into that thing back and forth with them, because they want to control your narrative. And if they can't control your narrative, now there's another one. Let me play this other one. Let me play this other one too. I'm gonna play this other one while we at it. Hold up. I have another one here. Let me see this other one. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Listen to this.
The Junior Chamber International Port of Spain chapter has put out a public disclaimer in the newspapers of Trinidad and Tobago saying that Mr. Jelani Isaac Reed and Ms. Aisha Shawner Thomas are no longer authorized to conduct any negotiations or business transactions on behalf of the organization. Normally, this is a profoundly serious accusation on the character of an individual or individuals. There has been no public denial refuting or any pre-action protocol letter or anything of the sort that has gone to the organization in putting out this disclaimer by Mr. Reed or by Ms. Thomas. They are both officials and executive members of the Iroka Maloney PNM constituency. What is the PNM leadership doing about this? What is the Member of Parliament for Iroka Maloney constituency, Camille Robinson Regis, doing about this? What is the PNM Iroka Maloney constituency members doing about this? If this was a UNC member who is holding a constituency office or executive position in the UNC, the PNM would have been on the radio and on the public platform condemning Kamla, condemning the UNC and the person, and if the person were holding office there, they would have called for the person to be removed, to step down and clear their names. Well then, the PNM cannot take the moral high ground or pretend to win as the UNC or anybody else but one of their own, a young man and a young woman, who this disclaimer has come out in the media about. What message is the PNM sending to the youth of the PNM in the Youth League and otherwise and in the country? Something must be said to clear this up, because the PNM is currently going through internal elections in Trinidad and Tobago, and therefore, these two people are offering themselves again to the members of the Iroka Maloney constituency. Will that be allowed to happen without these people clearing their names and good character? They are offering themselves again. What will the membership of the Iroka Maloney constituency do? What will the Member of Parliament for Iroka Maloney Camille Robinson Regis say? She needs to respond, she needs to say something, and the leadership of the PNM needs to say something or do something. We wait and see.
No, Tommy, right? Here was a situation that happened. It happened about, I think, I was told that it happened about a year ago or longer, right, with these two individuals. And it's my understanding that it's a situation that was never really settled. And these two individuals are still going to be running for the Iroka Maloney constituency, right? But people like Julia Davy and them, right? Why don't they go address that? Why don't they talk about that? They don't talk about that. You want to talk about me because I put up a post talking about Rowley-led TNT government. But Dr. Rowley is the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. He's the Prime Minister. If someone said they don't want to go to Trinidad to a Rowley-led TNT government, so they're upset. And even my friend Eugene Julian is upset too. I don't see anything misleading or wrong, right? But they say about how look, Anderson says yes. He called black children behaving like hyenas in the jungle. He said golf course is like a woman. Dr. Rowley said those things. That's professionalism. He called people imps and chimps. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Oh, I said that like a Yankee there. Come on, man.
Yeah, but it's true. It's true. KCR is the Prime Minister. But it's also true. But listen to this. But it's also true that Japanese fellow didn't go to Trinidad because he thought it was just too far to travel, and it would tire him and would make him.
Oh, absolutely. But he decided he didn't want to have an all expense paid trip. It was an all expense paid trip. And you know what somebody says? Oh, that wasn't in the video. I mean, the guy does work. He does get paid to do nothing.
Yeah, but the reason why he didn't do Trinidad and Tobago is because it was going to be like doing work. It was going to tire him out. The trip was too long, he says.
No, I understand that. But he turned down an all-inclusive paid trip to Rowley-led TNT. Dr. Rowley is the Prime Minister of TNT. The guy turned down a trip. So they're mad. I just, I mean,
they find you in the face too much.
Yeah. And in order to say I hate Dr. Rowley, I could never hate Dr. Rowley. I couldn't. Why am I going to have hate in my heart for someone? That's on me. Why will I hate him? For what? Right? You know what I hate him for? Right? I hate his policies. That's what I hate. I hate that the building up in Chumaka Claventil is still sitting down there 7 years under the PNM. I hate that. I hate that the Laventil to Washington Empowerment Center could be sitting on the corner of Duncan Street right now today. Right? I hate that. Right? I hate that the exiled and stranded citizens had to stay away from Trinidad for 2 years. Right? And they couldn't go back to the country. I hate that. Yeah? Those are some of the things I hate. If all you want to talk about that. Right? Yeah. I mean, and Albert, you're right. They can't think for themselves, They can't think for themselves. Like when they go on radio, the announcer just tell them what they want to think, how they want to think. But you know what I just do? I just take what they want me to say and turn it into what I want to talk about. That's how I just do it. Because they say the way you come and change my program, Wall Street, the way you come and change my program. So I talk whatever they want to talk about. Right? And this is the same thing. I went on a program and I talk about this. Because they was talking about the UNC woman, right, who made some statements, right? And we just haven't played that yet. They was talking about her. And oh God, they was killing her, all kind of thing. And when I bring that up, boy, they vex too bad. They vex. Because they're silent.
When you want to help people, you tell them the truth. When you want to help yourself, you tell them what they want to hear.
boy.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, full 100, man. Albert said Trinidad needs new good ideas to change the course they are presently going. No, Albert, what's wrong with you? What good ideas they're looking for? They're looking for no good ideas. They want no good ideas. Trinidad want good ideas. All they watch and see what they're going to do with the scrap iron. Almost the same thing that they do in Kenya and in Jamaica. That is what Trinidad go cut and paste with respect to the scrap iron dealers in Trinidad.
You know, but I was looking at a broadcast here, right here in the United States. I think it's in Chicago. Is it Chicago, Detroit? Chicago, I think. They had a issue with recyclers stealing copper.
Of the truck.
Yeah, and they dealt with it.
And they fix it.
They dealt with it. They
put cameras on the truck.
And chips on the wire.
On the wires. So whenever you're stealing, we know what it is. That is it. Proactive, innovative thinking.
After they charge people, they resolved it. They charge the purchaser, they charge the perpetrator, the thieves.
Yeah. They came up with innovative ideas to do with it. Right? Innovative ideas. You basically can tell, listen, there are CCTV cameras, right? They said they have about 8 scrap iron dealers in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? I'm sure any road that's leading to that scrap iron is a government-owned road. Right? They can have
a small place.
60, eh?
So it's a small place.
It's a small place. They can put up CCTV cameras to all locations leading to them scrap iron dealers. And you could know who come with what, who ain't come with what. Right? Yeah. You get the number plate, right? And you could watch them CCTV cameras right there and then. 24 hours, 7-day surveillance. Right? Big brother watching you. That's how they just do it here in New York, man.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to watch because they may see the wrong thing.
Yeah. I mean, listen. It's just, and you know, these things are so simple. These things are not difficult. Listen, you drive in New York now. Yeah, Tommy?
To us, it's simple, you know.
But Tommy, I think to them too, it's simple too, you know. Like Tommy, for example, right? I get a ticket in the mail, a speeding ticket in the mail.
I did too, right there in Brooklyn.
Right there in Brooklyn. They have a camera. The camera take the car and they send me a ticket. And I said, well, what kind of thing is this, boy? Right in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right? They send you fine everything. What you do?
You can't deny it because you see your car plate, you see your makeup.
And don't waste your time trying to tell them you wasn't driving the car. That don't work.
Nope, not gonna work.
Yeah. So you can put things in place so easily, right? In order to stem. Now, listen to this. While we're talking about that, Vonnie Roberts says, hold on. Ken Johnson, Ken, welcome. They want to give the 1% to own the scrap iron, all of it in Trinidad and Tobago. Vonnie says, Wall Street, you do your thing. Trinidad needs honest politicians. Give up your citizen and come and see what you can do, not only for Lavantel. One of you want them run me out of Trinidad and Tobago? You want them ship me back? Judy says exactly, Anselm. It's all about him. Don't care damn policies against the masses of citizens. Yeah, Vonnie, we need honesty. Too much corruption. It's too much. Albert, man, as far as I can remember, there's a large scrap iron place on the eastern main road in Lavantel. Yeah, okay. Ken John says, correct, Vonnie Roberts. Right? Eileen says, it's not a problem to fix, it's a problem of trickery to thieve the scrap iron business, 1%. Now, I wanted to quickly go on the next subject, right? that Alexander has been promoted. Roger Alexander has been promoted.
I saw that.
Right? And so I put up a post. I don't know if the PNM, how come the PNM and get vexed with this one?
Roger Alexander, co-host of the Beyond the Tape program on TV6, has been promoted to Senior Superintendent of the Port of Spain Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TTPS. Alexander previously held the rank of superintendent and was attached to the Northeastern Division Task Force and the now-defunct Special Operations Response Team, SORT. He was promoted on Monday and has already assumed duties in the division. Alexander is replacing Brandon John, who acted as the divisional commander of the district. John has been promoted to the rank of acting assistant commissioner of police. Speaking on Beyond the Tape, Alexander said he intends to hit the ground running. He stated that he would be tackling gang activities in the Port of Spain district, ensuring the capital city was a safe area, and will also be looking at noise disruptions in the Woodbrook community. Alexander said he spoke with John on Monday, and they had excellent conversations on how to treat with the issues which afflict the division, and what would be the best way forward. My intentions are that there exists a safe city space, because then you can encourage people to return to the city, do their in-person shopping and other activities, and feel comfortable in doing so. Furthermore, I will be treating with the gang activities in the community. I will reach out to them, just like I would do to normal persons, and I will lay out the do's and don'ts. The difference is I am a person who has been advocating for, and I like the gang legislation, and I believe in operations based on intelligence. So if we talk to persons and they don't want to adhere to the vision of law enforcement and the people, then we will have a problem. And I promise that the necessary actions will be taken to ensure the safety and security of citizens are protected, Alexander said.
So, folks, what do you all think about, Judy Winston, what do you all think about Roger Alexander fixing crimes in Trinidad and Tobago? What do you all think about it? Do you all think that...
But he's been there all along. He couldn't fix it in the position he was in before.
Tommy, that's why I just thought about. I said, well, wait,
he just got hired.
What he was just doing all the time?
I don't know. Maybe
he's in charge now, Tommy.
But he was a superintendent for a period of time now. As a superintendent, what did he do to become a superintendent? He didn't fix crime.
Tommy, and I tell you, you gotta stop making so much sense, That's what I thought about. I said, well, wait now, what was he doing all the time?
Next thing, Julia will be writing an article about me too. Oh my goodness.
Julia Davy, Julia Davy. Now, Julia Davy go get in your case because you don't go on the radio and things like I do.
Okay.
You know? Yeah. There's only one that's silent. They want no independent people in the PNM, right? The only one people who's gonna go along to get along. The only one go along, get along PNM gang people. Or you have to be you have to have HDD, hypocritical, deceitful, and disingenuous.
Yeah, because Alexander's been in the police space for a long time. Remember, he would be on the crime with Ian at one point.
Oh yeah, I guess that was someone said.
Crime Watch, that's what it was. Crime Watch.
Yeah.
He was on Crime Watch, and him and Ian.
Watch?
Yeah, with Ian.
Yeah.
Ian.
Right. Ulrich says the PNM will think about the trap to hold these people. They prefer to shut down the whole thing because it's black people earning $1.
Yeah.
So you all think Alexander will have a difference, make a difference in crime in Trinidad? Alvin Singh said, all them scrap iron men need to suffer. Okay, Alvin. All right.
But Alexander is a topic. Mm-hmm. I hope for his sake that he really makes a difference. Except I'm not going to hold my breath for the mere reason that he's been in the space, he's been in the police, he's been promoted time and again throughout the years. what did he do for those promotions, and what can he do now that would make a difference, that would warrant all those promotions and accolades he's been getting. Let's see if he does make a difference. Whoop-de-doo, yeah, I'm happy for him.
You know, I mean, people are gonna say, well, listen, if you've been there all these years, and currently for the past few months, crime have been on a rampage. What have you been doing during all that time?
You would tend to think he would have done something significant to reduce crime that would get him the accolades and the promotion that he's getting today.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. Maybe I'm not thinking straight.
Now, Curry says after Alexander pushed up Ian, they promoted him to talk show host. Alex says pot calling kettle bottom black. Rennie said potholes might fix faster. Yeah, they have $100 million special purpose company. Yeah.
Maybe he's to supervise them.
Oh God. Albert Botel said, Tommy, you're correct. He was a senior police some years now, and not like Randolph Bose, who started in the limelight since the 50s.
That's right.
Alvin says, when they reach around Imbert House, then I go support them. Yeah, Curry say yes, he was on Cry Ranch. Oh God. Albert, like you want them to go around most of that people's house, boy. Alvin Singh say when they go around Mayweek's house, I will support them. Eugene Julian say he happy for Alexander. But Eugene,
I'm happy for him too, Anselm.
Yeah, all of us are happy for him, but we people are just concerned that he was there before. How come you have to get a promotion in order for you to do something that impacts the country?
But he's had so many promotions. In the days of Ian, he was what was he? Sergeant Alexander, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I oh God. Judy says, Tommy, thank you. Alexander was on fixing criminals. You know, Daisy, another person responded to something I said. Let me see if I get that person response. I'm not going to call the person name, but it's a very prominent person in Trinidad, right? When I put up that post about Alexander, let me tell you what the person says. So I put up the post that says, Roger Alexander promoted. Is he the crime problem savior? The person says a criminal can't stop crime.
Oh boy.
That's what the person says. And I just says, whoa. I mean, I don't know if he's involved in any kind of, I can't say that. I don't know that. So I can't say that. But that person lives in Trinidad and is a prominent person. You know? Only Robert said, only Jesus Christ can help us here. Alvin Singh said, PNM call elections, all them voting PNM. Albert says, I know Randolph Bose, who grew up in Tonopuna, was a crime fighter in the 60s and 70s till retirement.
Yeah. Because to me, I don't even want to hear nothing about PNM. I know UNC. I just want to know about TNT. Fixing.
Yeah, what the fixing TNT, as you say that, boy? I'm going dormant.
They're still in existence?
Yeah. Yeah, they're still in existence. Ulrich says, could you remember the shutdown in Trinidad with the traffic jam? Who was behind that, Anselm? Do your investigation. Who was behind that?
Tell us, Ulrich. We want to know.
Yeah, I thought that was Anderson Wilson from on the beat. I don't know.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, inquiring mind want to know, Ulrich. Tell me now. That wasn't your partner, Anderson, Ulrich? Eh? I don't know. Roger Alexander is a big talker, just like Gary Griffith. Oh, Ulrich, boy.
Trinidad is the #1 talk shop anyway, so the best talker is who gets the prize.
But let me ask a question, right? Rennie says we have the pitch like yet bad roads. We have security service. See where we going? I mean, we have the pitch like. Don't we need other resources to go with the pitch in order to make road? You just can't take the pitch out from the lake and make a road or go and surface a road.
Agree. You need other components.
You need other components. So is it accurate to say that because we have pitch, we should have the best roads?
That's probably true too, because pitch is a major component, and or the asphalt is a major component in road paving.
Yeah, but don't we need those additional resources in order to put together with it in order to actually be able to pave a road?
Yes, we shouldn't have any problems with sourcing the other resources.
So you saying it's accurate to say because we have pitch, all our roads should be the best?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay.
I wouldn't hesitate to say so.
Okay. So you think it's just bad management then?
Of course, Anselm, it's mismanagement of our resources that is the biggest problem in Trinidad and Tobago. Not bad, but miss.
Bonnie Roberts said the next time you hear about Alexander, you could be a candidate for PNM.
Nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. Because the Shadanaga Petrotrin is not mismanagement that caused that to get to that particular state.
Yeah, Ulrich, I don't think so. You know, I don't think so, Ulrich. I think there's a stretch with the analogy of who was responsible for shutting down Port of Spain. I don't think. I think that's a stretch. I think that's a stretch. You know, I'm not going to call it, but I think that's a stretch. Now, before I wanted to quickly show something here. So Judy and Hailey, right? I wanted to show you all something, and I think I have said this before, and I was happy when I saw this, right? Now, look at this, right? I was happy when I saw this.
Watch where this.
Now, you all see that? It says Pep will fix it, right? Stand strong, right? And I felt, and this is just particularly for Hailey and Judy, I felt this was an excellent thing. Pep will fix it, stand strong, right?
Guess what?
Yeah, Tommy, go ahead.
They are listening to what we say.
But all right, Tommy, but I want you. Highly go on somebody rant and wave. No rant and wave. Look at this.
Watch this.
But at least I'm playing things with Pep.
Hazard that we have there now, right? This is Quarry Village Superior. We have a school which is not too far away from here. And this afternoon, after school is over, children will be passing here to go home. Watch this hazard. You telling me that nobody seeing this hazard?
So I was very happy to see this, and I felt that highly my rant and rave, right, had produced something that was moving in a good direction. Now this was at an earlier in the day, right, and I was happy. I ain't gonna lie, I was happy. I was very happy. But then later on in the day, this is what came up. That same day, right? This is what came up. This is what came up later on.
See those two words there? It says Philip will. Actually said Philip will fix it. But you're not seeing the fix it because it's covered by the pitch. that fixed it. If you want your place fixed, it seems what triggers Rohan Sinanan into action is right Philip will fix it near the pothole, and they will show up and they will fix it quickly. He will even try to put the pitch on top. The Philip will fix it to hide it so that he could take credit for it. Anything that broken, anything that damaged, anything the government not fixing, right Philip will fix it on it. And I'm telling you this, we're looking for a billboard near the Red House. Anybody who have a space near the Red House, so we could put up a big billboard, Mark Philip will fix that too. That's what we want. This is Flagstaff Hill, Ambassador Hotel, the army. Watch this road. Patch up like calm face. Watch this. People lived with this hole here. You can see the remnants of the mashup road here. You can see the remnants of where it started to break. That's how it happens. It collapses. And you could almost tell that there's a pipe running below there that break and cave it. So when they fix it, that's how they left it. And somebody came and told Rohan, we will fire you and hire Philip as the prime minister so that his minister of works will make sure our country could never be as dilapidated and as neglected as you have made it, as you have left it. You and that criminal band of incompetent clowns, Stuart Young, Faris Al-Rawi, Colm Imbert, Rohan Sinanan. We want to boot all of y'all out of the Red House. Red and yellow, ketchup and mustard. We want all of it gone. We want a country where you can rely on the Prime Minister. And we want a country where you can rely on the Minister of Education. We want a country where you can rely on the Minister of Health. We want a country where you can rely on the Minister of Works. And right now, as the Shadow Minister of Works, I will dog you, Rohan Sinanan. I will hound you. You will go to sleep in the night and you will dream of me. You know you ain't have no grandchildren to get because your family are walking that way. So you have to dream of me.
So Philip will fix it.
Hey, Storm is in.
Yeah, not Pep will fix it. Philip will fix it. Storm, welcome. Hailey, you see how we just do here in the village, Hailey? We cover all different parties. We not just covering one party alone. I mean, and we give ideas too. So our idea to you, Hailey, is that for you to tell your political leader that, listen, it's a good idea that you'll attract more people to your party. You know what somebody asked me, Hailey? They said, what happened to David Welch? I said, but David Welch was a very good spokesman when he was with the UNC.
Yeah, what happened to David Welch?
I mean, Hailey says it's Bacchanal I own. How could I be on Bacchanal there, Tommy? Seriously, and Diana. How am I on Bacchanal there?
Yeah, I tuned in because I hear there's trucks for sale on WZYE.
Yeah, we already put up all-work motors. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about trucks for sale.
Yeah. So Ulrich says one bad thing about Philip, he and Gary are like ring on finger. To me, if you ask me, I think both of them should just merge, bring the PEP with the NTA. If you ask me. But you see, is who will be political leader?
Well, if any of them have sense, they would get it together, because divided they fall.
But you know, Anselm, what I'm concerned about. You see, good night, villagers. Good night. The storm fell asleep. She's a little tired, I see the pariah thing. They ain't got no paper, no pen.
Yeah, I mean,
no paper, no pen, Anselm.
Yeah, but I mean, I just, it just, I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say.
No paper, no.
At least the tablets and the cell phones.
Yeah.
No
It's just, I mean, and yeah, because the
and the deer come on the media and say they have no paper, no pen.
So the Minister of Communications, Simon Dinobriga, stated that issues identified by the chairman of the Commission of the Inquiry into Pariah diving tragedy are being taken care of. He says a budget was assigned and resource will be delivered.
And the resources
will be delivered.
Oh, God.
Will be delivered and installed by tomorrow for the latest. You know, I mean,
sure it's not 9 months after.
Hey, I'm joking, you know. It's a bunch of jokers, you know. It's a bunch of jokers, man. A man had to go to the public. The chairman had to go to the public and tell them, we ain't had none of this. And the Minister of Energy is going all about the place. We're in Switzerland, London, all over the place. Eh?
They have money to fly here, there, and everywhere. We have no money to get paper and pen to. Oh. So wait a minute. Yeah, they don't have no money to get paper and pen to deliver a report on. We expect these parents, unemployed parents, to have money to fill book lists.
But listen to this. They took $100 million to set up a special purpose company. Think about that. You have a significant commission of inquiry into pariah diving, where we had a major tragedy in this country. But you know what's more important? For you to set up a special purpose company and allocate $100 million to it. Only make it make sense now. Make it make sense now. Right? Make it make sense.
Oh. Good night, Ulrich. I want one of them truck you're selling.
Yeah.
But I ain't looking for no parts. I want the truck complete.
Yep.
Well, you gotta go to another dealer.
Eileen says pep in your pepper sauce, pep in your step, pep in your puff, pep in your perfume, pep in your Pepsi, pep in your Pepto. Yeah, pep in your Pepto Bismol too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You know, that's such a shameful thing to say. They had no paper to do a report on. So the whole commission. So you can't type a report on these I don't know.
But you see, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, our priorities in Trinidad and Tobago are messed up. And the reason why I say that is because when there are different activities happening in Trinidad, you're seeing hundreds of people in those activities. And when there's activities to make the country better, for you to stand up to make the country better, many of them are absent.
Yeah.
So people picking and choosing. And I'm gonna pick things that's not gonna make my party look bad.
Yeah.
One thing everybody need to do is wine, eh?
Tommy, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
and I wonder.
I didn't see that.
I wonder if it's because the Savga report for 25 years. They didn't have no paper too.
But you know, I want to believe that these things can be easily, the system has to fix it already. The system, is the system has to be fixed. You know, and I don't know if we really and truly want to fix the system.
But who's insisting?
I'm good, Judy. I'm good. Getting on the path. I'm good. Thanks, everyone. The storm is good. The storm is getting there. She's good. Albert, you never lost St. Joseph. PNM never lost St. Joseph till you came along.
Yeah.
You need to come and run again.
Albert done with that, man.
Well,
Albert exit Trinidad for good.
I think until the people of Trinidad and Tobago decide that, you know what, we are going to stand up for what's right for the country as opposed to what's right for the party, what's right to defend my party in office, right? To say that, PNM had to go and UNC had to go, I mean, it doesn't make sense saying that PNM has to go and UNC has to go. Because those parties are there to stay. It's saying like the Democrats have to go and the Republicans have to go. That's what that's saying. And they're not going anywhere. It's the people who make up those parties.
But what happens is that they have certain protocol. If you first to begin, you only get 2 terms, and secondly, most people who go up an election and lose, they just bow gently.
Yeah, the actual candidate. Yep.
Yeah, we need an overhaul of politics in Trinidad and Tobago. We need an overhaul, and until we get that overhaul, we're just going to continue spinning top in mud. So let's go for a quick station identification. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets and WZYE 95.9 FM. So Nadia, Rennie, Albert Montano, Judy, Alvin Singh, Ken John, Ulrich, Rennie. I didn't see Nadia. I didn't see I saw Takesha earlier. I didn't see Lana. Joan went earlier. I think on Judy, Vonnie Roberts, put closing comments in the chat. We'll be right back after this message. It's in the village with the DAT Triplets at WZYE 95.9 FM. Stick on, stay, don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Are you ready to go home? No. Children, time to go home. No. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? What's the time, Mr. Wolf? What is the time, Mr. Wolf? It's bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. Bacchanal time. The party can't stop. The party can't stop. Children, Cambule, Flammo, Shak, and Drum. Hey, the party can't stop. The party can't stop. Tell them, start the mass, the Moko Jumpy go come. Wait, the party can't stop. Hey, the party can't stop. 1, 2, 3, start the ceremony. Everybody, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave, start to wave. Today's carnival, children. Today's carnival. Everybody, start to wave, start to wave, start Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, every day, every day.
Every day is bacchanal, boy. Bacchanal, bacchanal, bacchanal. Sunday, bacchanal. Monday, bacchanal.
And
Tuesday.
confusion.
Yeah. Tuesday, bacchanal. Everything. Oh, God, it's bacchanal. We like
But
it so.
I still feel it for the PDP, you know. I feel it for them. It's
For
sad
you, the PDP?
I feel it for them that they get to that point where it seems as though something unpleasant is about to happen.
Well, as you say that, Ulrich say I had my eyes on Duke. Who to vote for now?
Oh, Lord.
Ulrich boy, we need a whole new breed of politicians in Trinidad. Albert Montano said people are afraid of you all in 95.9 FM. Jail is the thing with the DAT. Yeah. Listen.
Yeah, somebody calling and making complaint on us to try to sanction us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Nadia says, some of the system going to fix. We just have to have the politicians who have the testicular fortitude to fix the system, and at the end of the day, know that when you go into power, you have to leave your party shirt, bury it until the next election comes. Because you are there now to serve all the people. You are not there to serve PNM or just you, PNM people or UNC people. You are there to serve all the people. Right? And the system that's put in place is that when a party comes into power, right, the people who support them, they benefit. Some people are going to benefit from the other party, but most of the benefits goes to the party that's in power, the people the party in power. You know?
Anyway, guys, it's Storm tuned in. I will bid you farewell. Good night for now.
Okay.
And I'll see you on the next show. I promise I'll give you guys an explanation when it's necessary, guys. But don't worry. Okay?
All right.
Good night, beloved people. Take care, Tommy, Anselm.
Yeah.
Good night, Diana.
Yeah,
good
night.
Yeah. Good night, people. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, until we change the system, until we decide to change the system and hold them accountable, you know, and we are going to put country first before party, you know, we're just going to continue to spin top in mud. It's just that simple. You know, and we could say what we want. You know, I mean, when you have a leader telling somebody you have to put party before country, that's unacceptable. You know, and people in the party should have rant and rave about that. They should have tell the political leader, no, that's unacceptable. And if the other political leader on the other side saying things that's unacceptable, people in the party should hold them accountable.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I listen, if I'm Prime Minister, Tommy, I want the people to hold me accountable, you know. I want them to hold me accountable. You know? I want them, but sometimes, you know, I mean, we come here and we try our best, you know, in order to talk about country, what's best for the country, but you know, but we just have to continue, man. We just have to continue.
That's it. It's a system that we're fighting.
Yeah,
it's not one person. It's a system, and it's entrenched in the nation. The system is entrenched. The people believe the hype. They know how to manipulate the voters. They know how to keep the people divided so that they could conquer them and manipulate them. And they just work the system to their advantage.
Yeah,
so that they can maintain and keep power.
Yeah, correct is right, Tommy. Correct is right. Because it seemed like if, but it don't seem like if we learning, Tommy. You know, hold on.
I think there are two ways in which people are controlled. First of all, frighten people, and secondly, demoralize them. An educated, healthy, and confident nation is harder to govern. And I think there's an element in the thinking of some people. We don't want people to be educated, healthy, and confident because they would get out of control. The top 1% of the world's population own 80% of the world's wealth. It's incredible that people put up with it, but they're poor, they're demoralized, they're frightened, and therefore they think perhaps the safest thing to do is take orders and hope for the best.
I mean, that guy said it very succinctly, man.
That's right.
You know, he couldn't have said it better. Anyway, Tommy, closing comments?
Yeah, my vibes and my feelings is towards the PDP and Tobago. I wish to see better. So I'll leave these words from Lao TZU, however you say it, too. Kindness in words creates confidence. Kindness in thinking creates profoundness. Kindness in giving creates love. And I just hope that these words that I have said would mean something to them and the way they treat with each other and the example that they will continue to set, because they have so far they set a good example to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. I just wish they would just clean up the act right now and don't let it get out of hand and out of control. Pleasant good night to each and every one. Again, I want to apologize for coming in late. It was because, oh, by the way, Honduras had a flag raising today. Congratulations to Honduras on their independence. Also, again, I want to thank everybody for coming into the village tonight. Wish everybody safety, to be safe and sound till we meet again. Love you all. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy. In the words of Frederick Douglass, power concedes not without a demand. It never did, it never will. You know, and in the words of Martin Luther King, you know, your life ends the day you remain silent about things that matter. From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall, so that's all I like to say, but I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent. And talent does not work out. Of every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. So let me go to the closing comments. Good night, Tommy. Loves you from Nadia. Anselm, that's why. Good night, Diana and Anselm from Albert. Nadia says, Anselm, that's why I listen to your show. You really speak honest and give people knowledge and wisdom. I don't really follow up on one talk show. So thank you, Nadia. Ken John says, it's Rennie Mohammed, it's not about learning anything more. It's about a fast fix now. I don't think there should be way humans think. Judy says, all right, village family, stay safe, universal blessings. Yeah, all right. I'll play that, Rennie. We can make it if we try. That's from Rennie. We have Rennie Mohammed says, we all want people under the same sun, peace and love to everyone. Oh God, Judy is, you know, Judy said, Rennie Mohammed, it looks like UNC and PNM can't do anything productive, positive for the citizens of the nation. Better bring back Europe. Albert Montano says, you all keep raising the dead. Man, do you get away? You all have the man sleepless nights. Ulrich says, let's take the time to look for solutions for tomorrow because yesterday was a big failure. Have a blessed night, everyone. Thank you, Ulrich. Albert says, my mother will always say, if you have nothing good to say, you should say nothing, and the truth will set you free. And honesty is the best policy, and I see that stand for that. Yeah. My mantra, Albert, is that I rather tell the truth so I don't have to worry about anything. That's just me. You know, I speak truth to power. People may not like it, but it is what it is. Eileen says, nothing will work or change until Pep takes office. Watch and you will see. Well, Tommy, always just like you, boy. Always say I had my eyes on Dukes. Who to vote for now? So even he is disappointed.
Yes, indeed. I want to say a special good night to Nadia, and love you, Nadia. Thanks for your love.
Yeah, good night, Diana and Anselm from Albert Montano. Yeah, we can make it if we try. Yeah, so folks, we're gonna go out tonight with Black Stallion. We can make it if we try. And we absolutely can, you know. We can. I think we can. So this is what we're gonna go out with, folks. Oh, no. I gotta fix that. 1 minute.
Thank you, Judy. Good night, Judy.
Yeah.
Love you too.
So yes, folks, we're gonna go out tonight with Black Stallion. We can make it if we try. And I really think in Trinidad and Tobago, you know, if we continue along this road, it's sad, but just things had to change, man. We just can't continue this way. But let me give you Black Stallion. We can make it if we try. Okay, folks. Good night to all of you. Take care now. All the best.